So we arrived last night, and I tell you what, it was beautiful. The sunset was amazing, and I think they'd done the hay harvest, and they had them all stacked up, and they had this old sort of trailer wagon type of thing, and it was stacked up with hay. And I thought to myself, I got to get a shot of that with the sunset in the background. It was absolutely amazing, honestly. So we had a late one last night. I think I got to bed about 1 o'clock, something like that. And this morning I woke up at around about 8 o'clock, and I just could not be bothered. I was so tired. We had a nice skirt of lamb for lunch while I was helping Tom build a tree house for his daughter. So yeah, most of the day's been doing that, and it's not really something I wanted to film because he wanted to get it done to a stage that he could manage it in future on his own. So I had to dedicate some time for him for that. So I didn't video. So yeah, apart from all that, it's been absolutely brilliant. I mean, we worked hard, got the base done, and so on. And looks nice, looks awesome. I think she's going to be really pleased. I mean, if I had a woodland like this, and it'd be nice to get a little haven for my kids to go to. So yeah, so I think she'll be chuffed with that one. That would be nice. But we got free time now, and I want to bake a bread. Yeah. So the recipe, it's sort of, I'm not really good with recipes. I like doing things my own way. But the recipe that I'm going to do is around about 500 grams of flour. But that's for white bread. But what I want to do is I want to mix that up a bit. So I want to make cornbread. So I'm going to do, say, about 30% of cornbread, and then the rest the white flour. But in total, around about 500 gram, and then salt. The cornbread actually comes out very nicely if you put a bit of olive oil, or lard is good, but I don't have lard, so it's gonna have to be olive oil. So I'll get some olive oil into that as well. Two tablespoons of 2 teaspoons, not tablespoons. 2 teaspoons of salt, and 300 ml of lukewarm water, and a packet of dry yeast. It's pretty simple to make, really. A lot of people sort of tend to stay away from bread making because they think it's complicated or whatever, and it's not. And the Dutch oven is absolutely brilliant for bread. This cornbread I'm gonna make, I'm also gonna throw a bit of a twist in it. And what I want to do is I want to cut up some slices of chorizo and put it inside. So yeah, tasty. We've got a rack of lamb as well to do. I'm not sure if we're gonna do it today or maybe start it early in the morning, and because that skirt was quite big for 3 guys. But yeah, I'm overwhelmed because it's such an amazing weekend. It's really good, really good. So yeah, got to get the fire going. Yeah. So I'm going to change the recipe slightly. I'm going to do 1 kilo. So I'm going to use a kilo of flour. I'm going to make quite a large bread, and I'm going to use a packet of yeast in it. So I'm going to mix the white flour with corn flour I brought from home, and I love this stuff. I love corn flour. It's actually, there's a drink that South Africans make out of corn flour as well, which is actually very nice, and it's like a staple drink. It gives you an energy boost in the mornings, so it's quite good. Because my total bread is going to be about a kilogram of flour, I'm going to hold back on some of the white flour, and I'm going to replace that with the corn flour. Now I don't have scales, I'm out here, don't have scales and stuff like that, so I'm going to do this by eye and hopefully it will turn out right. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put my yeast in my cup, and Gray has kindly offered to boil me some lukewarm water, and then that will go in the cup. So 2 teaspoons of salt, but this is a tablespoon, so I'm going to judge it as well. I'll say that's about enough. Just going to leave it there, put it over there. My corn flour, really I just want like a quarter of the volume in corn flour, otherwise it gets too rich. It's actually a nice recipe, this. It's mainly a traditional Portuguese recipe. So I've halved that. That's more than enough, I think. I'd say there's about a good cup of corn flour there. I normally do the initial mixing in a bowl, but I don't have a bowl big enough to hold a kilo. So I'm going to mix that all together. Give it a good mix. Right, so basically we've got that there. So all we're going to do is create a nice well there. For you guys out there that are used to mixing cement, you'll know this is how it's done. 500 gram packet of bread mix, for example, will take around about 300 ml of water. So I think if we go to about 500, we shouldn't be too far off for the water. So I'll say a good size cup full of water to start off with, and you can just add more to it. So I've mixed the yeast in with the water, and that will just help it dissolve and spread it more. Just remember, this is my way of doing things, so you know, it's not, I'm not saying you should do it like this, but you just practice and you find your happy medium. And I'll start off mixing that with the spoon first. Now it's very important because we don't want this water and yeast to all run away. So try and contain it as best as you can. And I think I'm just gonna get stuck in with my hands as well. It's so much easier if you've got a bowl to do this in a bowl first, or some people even do it in a plastic bag and mix the whole content in a plastic bag. So we're gonna need a bit more water with that. So I had a 4 cup, and this cup measures out to 500 ml of water. That's what we had, but we need about 600 ml of water with this. So I just put in another 100 ml there, and at this point I'm not really bothered if it spills out and so on. We'll get that. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the chorizo in, kneel it all together, and hopefully that will sort of spread the chorizo around. Look at this. What do you think of that? Is that beautiful or what? So that's a new knife I got, and it's not a knife really that I'm going to be using much. I want to keep that knife aside. So I would say we're going to use about half a chorizo, so we can put the rest back. We don't need that. And I want to cut the slices quite thin. This is quite nice because what happens is it creates pockets of little bubbles where the chorizo is and the fat around that, and it's got a really nice taste. So if you're gonna make like garlic slices and stuff like that, this is pretty nice. I must tell you, it is very nice. Right, so basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fold that over. I'm just gonna kneel it like I would normally, and some of that chorizo will start popping out of the bread, which is fine. We want that. But we want to spread the bread as much as possible so that not all the chorizo is concentrated in one area of the bread. And they'll pop out. But what we'll do is we'll just pop them back in again. Listen, this is not a cooking channel, but you know, just wanted to show you guys how I make my bread when I actually put some time and effort into it. We've got to make that rise now. Hopefully the Dutch oven is just warm enough but cold enough. Right, so while I was mixing everything and kneading the dough and so forth, I had the small Dutch oven in the fire, so just warmed it up enough so that I could put the bread in, the bread mix, and I could rise it there because it's nice and warm, and it's still, the Dutch oven is still quite nice and warm. So we'll take that out now. Just kneel it a little bit like that, just shape it, and that's ready to go in the big Dutch oven now. There you go, if you can see that. I'm using my light that I made because obviously the light is fading very fast. So yeah, so the Dutch oven is all ready. The bread is in the Dutch oven. So we'll see, wait about 15-20 minutes and that should be nice. Right, so that should be done now. Oh, wow. Look at that. So I'm sorry, lighting is pretty bad. But I hope you can see that. That's turned out very nice. So if we cut into that, let's see. That chorizo is quite nice. Right, so if this is a flop, basically I don't know until I open it up, so you will know with me. So I won't be able to go down to Wolverton's and buy one and replace that with this. But I don't think it is. Look at that. Ah, it's a beautiful loaf of bread. So right, the guys don't want to wait. They want to slice now. The bread is still too warm to cut into really, so it's digging into the bread. Who wants a slice? With Tom?
Yes, please.
you go.
Thanks.
Awesome. Some more butter on that.
Yeah, please.
Just melting, really.
Yeah, that's lovely. Thank you.
How is it?
Good. Lovely.
I can hardly scoop the butter because the bread is so warm, and the knife that I used to cut it is still warm as well. So the only problem with the whole process of making bread and videoing it and showing you guys is the taste test, because regardless how it tastes, I can go, that tastes nice. But we'll see. I'll try and be honest with you. Honestly, I think it's nice. However, I would say another 3 minutes in the Dutch oven. Or maybe it's because the bread is still too hot. But the salt, I would have added a tiny little bit more. And I'm just criticizing myself. The chorizo though gives it such a lovely taste. It's completely different. The corn makes the bread quite heavy, doesn't it? But that's the whole point. It actually fills you up much more. I must say that will beat any shop bought bread that I've had. So yeah, thumbs up from me. There's another slice here, anybody?
Yep. Oh yeah.
It must be nice then, because they want seconds.
Thank you.
And that's what I like, isn't it, Tom? Look at that.
Looks well, that, doesn't it?
Yeah. The chorizo just melts, all that juices of the chorizo just melts in there. Go on, you can have 4.
Right, cheers, mate.
No worries. When you do that 500 gram, it's not really enough for 3 people.
No.
That 1 kilo makes it, doesn't it?
Yeah. What did you mix it with corn flour, did you?
It's got about 30% corn flour in it. So I hope you enjoyed this little baking session. And if you've got a Dutch oven and you're doing a group meet, it's really worth taking the Dutch oven with you and making your own bread. It tastes completely different than shop bought bread, and the satisfaction you get from making your own bread as well, it's brilliant, and you can play around with it. We've done this bread before. I've done it with chorizo, and I've done it with smoked meat. That was also very nice. I think Tom enjoyed that one, didn't you, Tom? That was good. Yeah. So we'll do that, and the other one is, if you're brave enough and you like olives, add olives to it and do a nice olive bread. I don't think Gray liked that one.
Chilies.
But yeah, hey, if you know this bread, especially this bread with the chorizo, what will be really brilliant for this is if you take a pan and you actually fry some butter, garlic, and some chilies, fresh chilies, just chopped up, fried it up and make like a garlic butter chili sauce, and put that on top of the bread back in the Dutch oven, just for that to sort of go into the bread, and that will be with a nice ice cold beer. That will be marvelous. That I might actually do that one day. So yeah, it's night time. We're going to cook some more. We're gonna cook some sausages, and everybody's quite tired tonight, so we're just gonna try and relax, chill out, and get the fire going. Sit around the fire, have some sausages, and talk a lot of rubbish, and then bed. So very nice that you joined us. Thank you very much, and see you on the next one.